So here it is, the official programme for the coronation of His Majesty King Charles III and Her Majesty Queen Camilla. So this is the official souvenir programme. So we'll have a quick flick through. First page is the declaration that His Majesty broadcast when his mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II, passed away. And if we carry on through, it has all about the Ascension, and then it's explaining the coronation. I mean, look at that crown. So this is the crown, St. Edward's crown, I think. Let's just have a check. Yep. So the actual crowning, that's what King Charles III will be crowned with. And this talks about the coronation ceremony, so what happens. So there's the coronation oath, the anointing. These are pictures back from Queen Elizabeth II's back in 1953. This crown is Queen Mary's crown, which Queen Camilla will be crowned with. It carries on talking about the investiture, the crowning, and the enthronement and the homage. So this is all about what happens. I mean, obviously, a lot of us won't really know what happens in a coronation since there's not been one for 70 years, which is quite incredible, really. Then it talks about the music of the coronation. So you've got Andrew Lloyd Webber, the Westminster Choir, the official royal harpist. Then it talks about the making of the official coronation emblem. I mean, it's really beautiful. It's got the colours of the Union Jack, and it really highlights how King Charles loves nature, and it's got the 4 symbols of the nation, so the rose, the shamrock, the daffodil and the thistle. And I love how they've made the crown out of that, St. Edward's crown. They've made that out of the 4 emblems of the nation. So this is ushering in a new era. It's actually called a Carolean era, which I'd never heard of before. This is about the royal concert, which was actually at Windsor this time, not Buckingham Palace like it has taken place in the past. And then there's the coronation big lunch it talks about. And then these are some awards. Both King Charles and Queen Camilla are very into the volunteering, so they've introduced some new awards to congratulate people who spend their time doing lots of volunteering for everybody. Then there's a note by the Archbishop of Canterbury, who will be conducting the service. So that'll be fascinating to have a look at. And then obviously Westminster Abbey. I mean, it really is stunning. If you've never been, certainly somewhere to go and have a look at. And it's often used now for royal weddings, which we've seen a few of. Queen Elizabeth II got married there, and the Prince and Princess of Wales, Kate and William, got married there. So it talks a little bit about the history of Westminster Abbey. And then here it goes on to talk about previous coronations and previous monarchs. So it starts with Charles II, and then it carries on through. Got Elizabeth I, King George V, the third, the fourth, Queen Victoria, and it shows the coronation robes. And obviously there's our late Queen, Queen Elizabeth II. I mean, she was incredible, wasn't she? 70 years. And then we go on to talk about His Majesty, the King, King Charles III. There he is with his family. And then after this section, it talks about the Commonwealth and the work around the world. And obviously this picture shows the the succession. So we've got Queen Elizabeth II, now our King Charles III. It'll then pass on to Prince William of Wales, and then that will pass on to his son, Prince George. And then we have a section about Queen Camilla and about all the work she's done. I think she's done incredibly well. I don't think it can be easy. Stepping up into this role to be a consort. I know Prince Philip often talked about that. And actually there's a section here about the royal consorts and the history of the royal consorts. I have to say this programme is really lovely, and actually a lot of fascinating history and information about the royal family. And then right at the end, it's got about the crown jewels, which if you've never been to the Tower of London, you really must go. They are just fabulous to see up close. You've got the St Edward's crown, and then the sovereign's orb. I mean, just look at it. Look at those jewels. Absolutely stunning. Then you've got the spoon, which will hold the oil. Now this spoon is the oldest part of the coronation regalia which survives. A lot of it got destroyed in the in the revolution, so it's quite incredible. And then you've got the sovereign scepter with the cross, that huge diamond. It's just stunning to see. And then this is the imperial state crown, which they replace St Edward's crown with. Absolutely stunning. And then on the very last page, you've got a huge family tree, which explains all the way from William the Conqueror, the succession, and those kings and queens are highlighted in red. And then on the back, you've got the Fortnum and Mason. Have a look at the Fortnum and Mason coronation stuff. It's absolutely stunning. And if you go on their website, they talk about how the inspiration for the design, you can see there's a lot of nature, which I think really emphasises what King Charles is really passionate about. So there's the official programme. Absolutely superb. If you fancy one, pop along to our shop and pick one up.